Hi, what we have here is some picture of a granite job where we have different types of granite inlaid into each other. There's a circle around the outside with some words. We etched those words into the stone, and then we took gold leaf and actually gold leafed all those words in. So, something from that extreme to doing something a little bit more on a engineering basis. I know this is totally useless in stone, but a gear to, of course, your usual types of inlays and different products and the way that we would cut through things. I just wanted to talk quickly about some of the opportunities that are out there. First of all, if you are going to take two different stones, okay, and you're going to have two different colors, and you want to inlay the one inside the other, ideally without getting to get the least amount of waste. You don't want to have a situation where you lead in to get all the way through the stone and then actually cut the part out, because we immediately destroy the piece that we did the lead in. In an ideal world, we would be able to pierce and then go around and end on the pierce and not be able to see where it is. Now that can be fairly tricky, but from a surface perspective, that certainly is possible. And if you were doing a leaf of some type, and I'm not an artist, where you were going to cut some part, a good place to do that would be in the corner. So if you were going to actually pierce where there tends to be a part coming like that, pierce here, and it's not so obvious, and your eye also doesn't go to that position, and then move off. Of course, move more slowly enough that in previous videos we've talked about how to pierce and actually then just move along your way. We also used the Waterjet a lot to etch in, maybe before we cut the part, we would etch in maybe some veins or some kind of feature at low pressure again, higher speed, low pressure, low abrasive flow, or maybe even minimal abrasive flow. You might override that, and then come and cut your part out. So you're not limited to just always cutting all the way through. You might find that you can do some etching, do something that's creative, and then come and cut that part out. So based on what we're just talking about, let's say that we were trying to cut a specific shape, and we were going to do something inside there, and it was going to be different colors. It would be fantastic if we could do the same shape and cut the same part inside here, so that we literally just swap these out, and so on. And you can, of course, have multiple colors. If you've got a multiple head cutting machine, two heads, again, in an ideal world, you could put two pieces up on the table, one program, the same program, set your heads up, think about where you're going to do your pierce, make sure you go through all the right procedures to get the least amount of damage, or hopefully no damage, and then go and cut those parts and then be able to mix and match them. Now, generally, if somebody's going to buy a backsplash or some kind of coping that goes around the floor or around your room, and you've got some kind of design that you have come up with, they might want this in cream and this in red, okay? You're going to land up putting your two different stones together, but if you are able to do piercing on the line, it would mean that you would land up with the negative of the same part. Your customer wants this part, but actually, if you were able to do this, you'd be able to make your positive and your negative and your negative and your positive. Under those circumstances, one of the things we did a lot of when we were selling was to be able to say, look, you want that part, and it's going to cost you X dollars, okay, per foot or whatever it is. If you buy the mirror image, yes, there is additional work like we've talked about, and yes, you have to take a little bit more care, but you're either going to take all the negatives out of the stone and just throw it away, or you can actually make something out of it and sell it for 50%, maybe, of whatever that price was. And I can't tell you how many people and how many customers and how many opportunities we had to be able to say, this is what you're looking for, it's not double the price to get double the quantity. A little bit more effort, a little bit more care, and we'll end up with twice the quantity for only a percentage more in the price. And your cost is, of course, the care that it takes to do this and the assembly of putting this back together. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video, is how do you assemble different thicknesses of stone, and still, what are some of the tricks to making this happen?